All right, welcome to Unit 11. This is our equations unit. This is our last unit of the year with any kind of substance to it. We're going to do a short 2-day stats one, but this is truly your last unit. It's only about a week and a half long, so really it's not that long. We're about down to 3 weeks before the week of finals. So hopefully finishing strong. All right, so this is day one of equations. First thing, we're going to talk about an equation of a circle. And the equation of a circle is this. It is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to the radius squared. Now, couple things. You've not seen h and k before. You understand what radius squared means? If I take the square root, that is literally the radius, right? Radius squared means the radius squared, correct? So for x minus h and y minus k, the center of this circle is going to be the point hk, and that is equal to my center. And then I've already said that r is going to be equal to our radius. Okay. Well, one of the things to note here as we're doing this is you'll notice that my center is hk. Well, in the formula, it's x minus h and y minus k, which means whatever your center is, inside the formula is going to be the opposite sign. So if I have a negative x value, if I had a negative h, not x, but negative h value, then it would be positive inside my equation. And if I had a k and that k was a negative, then it would be a positive in here. And you're going to see a couple of examples here in just a second of that. But I just want to make sure you keep that in mind. All right. So it says, first one says, write an equation of a circle with a given radius and center. So a given radius and center. And we want to write the equation of a circle. So that's what we're going to be thinking. We're going to be thinking this equation right up here. Well, we're given radius is equal to 5. And then our center of our circle is at the point 1280. 1280. Now, think in terms of x and y, because that's really what we're looking at here as well. Okay, so you got to think in terms of x and y. And the reality is this is going to go with our x value. This would go for our y value, okay? So I look at this and I go, okay, well, x, this 12 is positive, and this h was positive with a negative, so I'm going to go negative 12 in here, squared plus y. This 80 is positive, just like this k. This k was positive, it's negative in there, so I'm going to go minus 80. That is squared. And that is going to be equal to, well, my radius, and I need to square my radius. My radius is 5, so squaring out 5 times 5 is 25. All right. The second one. Through the center, 612, with a radius of 9. Through the center, 612, radius of 9. So if I look at this, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals radius squared. Through the center hk, that is my equation. So when I look at this, I'm going to think x minus 6 squared plus y. This 12 is positive, so it's minus 12 squared equal to my radius squared. 9 times 9 is 81. So that would be my equation of the circle, of this circle right here, through the center, 612, with the radius of 9. I keep saying through the center. Obviously, we don't go through the center of a circle. It is our center of our circle. All right. Now, third one. My center of the circle is a negative 115. My radius is 12. So I look at this. X minus h squared. So x, this time my h term is a negative. It's negative 1, so it's going to be plus 1. Remember, opposite of that sign. Squared plus y, and this 15 is positive, so y minus 15 squared is going to be equal to, my radius is 12. 12 times 12 is 144. Complete that 4 there. All right. And then last but not least, the center of my circle is 8, -7 with a radius of 4. Looking for the equation of that, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals my radius squared. So I look at this 8 is positive, so it's going to be x minus 8 squared plus this 7 is negative. So this is going to be y plus 7 squared, and it must be equal to my radius squared. My radius is 4, so 4 times 4 is 16. All right. Remember, if I go too fast for you, just pause it, do your work, catch up, take your time, okay? All right. Next one. Identify the center and radius of the following. So I'm going to go in the opposite direction in which one we just went. We were given the center and given the radius. Now I'm actually given the equations, and it looks like something didn't come through, so I'm going to make sure I put this in here real quick. Our symbol or signs didn't come through for somehow, but I am taking the equation and I'm going to pull out the center and I'm going to pull out the radius. So in here, this should be -6. This is going to be -24, x plus 8 on the bottom, y minus 17. And this one is going to be x minus 9, x minus 42, or y minus 42, x minus 10, and the y was plus 9. That did come through. Somehow technology, sometimes the signs come through and sometimes they don't. All right, so let's look at this. We want to identify the center and radius of the following. Well, for me, the easiest to begin with is the radius. Okay, it's really easy because I'm going to take the square root of this number. So the square root of 25 is equal to my radius. So the square root of 25 is 5. So I know my radius is 5. That's quick, easy, right? Now, remember, my center is the opposite of these signs with these values. 6 and 24. So 6 and 24 is my center of the circle. 5 is my radius. All right. Next one. I look at this. I have x minus 9 squared, y minus 42 squared equals 49. Well, the square root of 49 is going to be equal to my radius. Square root of 49 is 7. So that is equal to my radius. Nice, easy. And then find my center. Well, this value is a negative, so I know that that 9 has to be positive inside. Minus 42, so it becomes positive. That is equal to my center. All right. Looking at the third one. I have an x plus 8 squared plus y minus 17 squared equals 1. All right, so let's look at this. Let's do the center first. Okay, if I look at this, this 8 is positive. So my first value is going to be a negative. Since it's a positive, it's a -8. And then a -17 becomes positive. So the point -8, 17 is my center of my circle. And then looking at my radius squared, right? Because it's inside the equation already. So the radius squared is equal to 1. So if I want the radius, I've got to find the square root of 1 to find my radius, right? Well, what is the square root of 1? Well, it's just 1. So my radius is 1 with my center of -8, 17. All right. And last but not least, x minus 10 squared plus y plus 9 squared equals 64. I know that the radius squared there is equal to 64. If I want just radius, I must find the square root of 64. To find that, square root of 64 is 8. We should all know how to do that real easy, right? By this point. Okay, the next one. Find my center. My center is going to be at the point, well, since it's a negative 10 inside the parentheses with x, the 10 becomes positive. The 9 is positive, so it becomes negative. Remember, flipping the signs between the center and inside the equation, okay? Making sure we're doing that. All right, let's move on. Last little bit for you. We have x plus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 4. Well, this is my equation, and it wants us to what? Graph it. So we're going to go ahead and graph a circle onto the graph for us, right? And we can do it with the equation. We don't really need anything else. We can do it from right there. So the first things I want to do is I want to find my radius and my center. Well, my center is going to be at the point 3. Well, it's a positive, so it's negative 3. Negative 2, so my center is negative 3, 2. And my radius, well, radius squared is 4. So take the square root of radius squared. And so my radius is going to be 2. So from here, all I'm doing is plugging into, or plugging that information onto the graph. All right, so let's look at it. Find the point negative 3, 2. Well, negative 1, negative 2, 3, 1, 2. Well, there's my center. Now radius is equal to 2. And remember, radius is from the center of the circle all the way around it, right? So if I find the distance of 2, which is right here, distance of 2, right there, distance of 2, and distance of 2. Well, if I draw nice and neat around going through those points, I just created my circle. So remember, if I have the center and I have the radius, I can draw a circle on a graph nice and easy. All we really need is the equation. All right, let's do one more. Look at the next one. I have the equation x minus 3 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 16. I'm going to go ahead and pause for a second. I want you to go ahead and find the center, find the radius on your own. I'm going to hold off for about 5 seconds. Maybe you pause it and do it, and then we'll meet up together. All right, well, hopefully you found your center to be the point 3, 1. And hopefully you found your radius to be 4. When you paused it, did it yourself. So now, go ahead and plug it onto the graph. Well, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, up 1. There's my center. My radius is 4. So over 1, 2, 3, 4, there's a point. 1, 2, 3, 4, there's a point. 1, 2, 3, there's a point. 1, 2, 3, 4, there's a point. Draw it nice and neat. I've got 4 points around. I can just connect my radius, the distance. Draw it a little bit better than that, but there it is. All right. You have worksheet 1 tonight to do. You should be able to finish it in class. We're at about 14 minutes for the lesson. There are a total of 20 questions. It is 2 pages long, so don't stop after the first one. You do have all 20 problems to do. We will see you on Tuesday. Have a great day.